welcome back to our channel, dear Y and our fans. Today is another great day to immerse ourselves in the madness of Genoa. The storyline will become dramatic as Victor is determined to do everything he can to save his son from the clutches of addiction. We're incredibly excited about our ideas, so let's dive straight into the action. I cannot believe they went there. Seriously, I am typing this at 2 a.m. with my jaw still on the floor because what even was that episode? I'm shaking. I'm literally shaking right now because the sheer emotional weight of what Victor and Nick just went through has completely wrecked me. And don't even get me started on Adam. I mean, we all knew the fallout from the Las Vegas nightmare was going to be bad, but this is next level psychological warfare. I have been watching the show religiously since 2015, and I can honestly say this is the most visceral, raw, and frustratingly brilliant thing they have done in years. But at the same time, I am so mad at half these characters. Reacting first, explaining later. I know, but I just need to scream about how Nick is handling this whole rehab promise. Like, really, Nick? Because let's be real here, Nick is completely losing his mind, and it is both heartbreaking and infuriating to watch. Am I the only one who wanted to reach through the screen and shake him? Victor Newman is actually stepping up to help his son face this horrific fentanyl addiction, and Nick is acting like a petulant child. The scene where Nick's addiction is just ravaging him, where his emotions are completely out of control, was so intense. He was thrashing, he was screaming, he was a total mess. And Victor had to physically and emotionally try to calm him down alongside the doctors. I mean, Victor is usually pulling corporate strings and barking orders from a leather chair, not holding down his sweating, detoxing son in a medical crisis. It was raw. It reminded me of when Nikki hit rock bottom with her drinking, but seeing the golden boy Nick like this, it hits different, it really does. But here is the thing that makes me want to pull my hair out. Nick promised Victor he would go to rehab. He looked his father in the eye and said he would get help, so why is he stalling? Oh, right, because of Matt freaking Clark. Nick is making this massive fuss, throwing a complete temper tantrum because the Matt issue isn't fully resolved. I'm sorry, but Nick, you almost died. You overdosed on fentanyl in a storage room. You do not get to dictate the terms of your recovery based on your vendetta against a psychopath who already beat you at your own game. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take a breath. Okay, back to the point. Nick thinks he needs to handle Matt before he checks into a facility, but he is in zero condition to handle a paper bag right now, let alone a master manipulator like Matt. And Victor knows this. Victor is actually being the voice of reason for once, which is crazy to say out loud. Victor is confronting Nick, telling him to back off and let him handle Matt. But Nick is just spiraling. He's so obsessed with getting closure on Matt that he's willing to risk his own life again. I know some people are loving this dark, gritty version of Nick, but personally, I am exhausted by his stubbornness. Remember when they tried this whole Nick goes rogue storyline years ago? Yeah, didn't work then either. He always ends up in over his head, and this time, the stakes are literally his life. The doctors are telling him he needs immediate, intensive intervention, and he's basically like, hold on, let me go punch Matt one more time. IT is insane. He is literally choosing his hatred for Matt over his own survival, and I cannot handle the stress of watching him throw his life away. Speaking of Matt, can we talk about Sharon for a second? Because Sharon is saying exactly what I am thinking. She is starting to seriously wonder if Matt has truly changed, or if this whole amnesia and remorse thing is just another layer of his sick game. I mean, we all saw Noah's replica of the Shadow Room trigger Matt's memories. We saw Matt have that massive psychological breakdown, crying and begging for redemption, but Sharon is a therapist. She knows how deep psychopathy goes. Is Matt really horrified by his past, or did the shock of those returning memories just give him a new angle to play? I am so torn. Half of me thinks Matt is genuinely broken, and the other half thinks he is plotting the most devastating revenge we have ever seen. Because let's look at Matt's history. This is a guy who ripped out his own breathing tube to frame Nick. This is a guy who blew up a gas station. You don't just wake up one day, remember all that, and become a saint. Sharon is right to be terrified. If Matt is faking this vulnerable, crying mess persona, then he has the entire Newman family right where he wants them. He's got Victor considering mercy, he's got Sienna comforting him, and he's got Nick distracted from his rehab. It is the perfect storm. I am honestly dreading what Matt might do next, but I am absolutely here for the drama. I just hope Sharon doesn't let her guard down, because if she does, Matt will destroy her. She needs to trust her instincts, because her instincts are telling her that Matt is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode in their faces. Okay, I need to pivot because my brain is exploding over the Adam, Sally, and Chelsea situation. Oh my god, I literally cannot with Adam right now. So Adam and Sally finally have this conversation about her pregnancy. And you guys, the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. We all knew this was going to bring up all the trauma and grief over baby Ava, that poor little girl they lost. It is a wound that has never healed for Adam, and seeing Sally pregnant with Billy Abbott's child is like pouring battery acid directly into that wound, the emotion on Adam's face. You could see his heart breaking all over again. You could see the phantom pain of the child he never got to raise. But did he handle it like a mature adult? Of course not. This is Adam Newman we are talking about. Instead of just processing his grief, Adam goes on the offensive. He starts warning Sally that Billy is a terrible choice. He literally tells her that Billy is going to fail her as a husband and fail this new baby as a father. And look, I am not the biggest Billy fan. We all know Billy has a track record of being selfish, impulsive, and dropping the ball when things get hard, but Adam is projecting so hard right now. He isn't saying this because he cares about Sally's future. He's saying it because he is insanely jealous and completely unhinged by the fact that Billy gets to have the family that Adam lost. It is so toxic, but it makes for such good television. I was screaming at my TV, Adam, stop, you are making it worse. You cannot just walk up to your pregnant ex and tell her that her baby daddy is going to ruin her life. That is not how you win her back, and it's certainly not how you heal your own trauma. But wait, it gets worse. It gets so much worse because Adam's brilliant coping mechanism for Sally's pregnancy is to go running to Chelsea and ask her to have another baby with him. I am dead. I am deceased. What is wrong with this man? He literally goes to Chelsea, brings up how much fun they've been having with Connor, and casually drops the idea of expanding their family, as if a baby is a band-aid for his shattered ego. I mean, I have seen Adam do some manipulative, crazy things, but trying to use Chelsea's womb to compete with Billy Abbott has to be top 5 most unhinged Adam moments of all time. He didn't even try to make it sound romantic. He just threw it out there like they were deciding what to have for dinner. Hey, Connor is great. Want to make another one? Are you kidding me, Adam? And thank God for Chelsea Lawson. Thank God, because Chelsea saw right through his absolute nonsense in about 2 seconds flat. She didn't even entertain it. She knew exactly what he was doing. She knew Adam had never brought up having another baby before, and the timing was way too suspicious. Chelsea realized immediately that Adam was only asking because Sally is pregnant. She called him out on his toxic competitiveness and his unresolved grief over Ava. I was cheering for her. Chelsea is finally protecting her own peace and stability. She is not going to let her body or her life be used as a pawn in Adam's sick rivalry with Billy. She loves Adam, but she is not stupid, and she is certainly not going to bring a child into the world just to soothe Adam's bruised masculinity. But you know what this means, right? Chelsea's rejection is going to send Adam completely off the deep end. The spider persona is right beneath the surface. He is already bruised. He is grieving. He is jealous, and now he has been rejected by Chelsea when he was desperately looking for a lifeline. I am terrified of what Adam is going to do next. When Adam feels backed into a corner and stripped of his pride, he burns the world down. And with Matt Clark still in the picture and Nick out of commission with his addiction, Adam is a loose cannon. I am totally dreading this spiral, but I know I'm going to be glued to my screen every single day. Adam is at his most dangerous when he feels like he has nothing left to lose, and right now, he feels like Billy has taken everything from him. And this brings me all the way back to Nick, because if Adam is spiraling, Nick needs to be the stable brother. But Nick is fighting Victor and the doctors, refusing to go to rehab until Matt is dealt with. Do you see the absolute mess this family is in? Victor is trying to hold it all together, but he is just one man. He's got a drug-addicted son fighting him, another son losing his mind over an ex's pregnancy, and a psychopathic enemy crying in his gym. I mean, Victor is going to need a vacation after this week. The scenes with Victor trying to calm Nick down were so powerful because you could see the desperation in Victor's eyes. He cannot lose another child. He just can't. The way Victor had to physically restrain Nick, the way the doctors had to intervene. It was a masterclass in acting, but it was so hard to watch. I know some people are loving this era of Y and R, and some are hating it, but personally, I think this is the kind of character-driven drama we've been begging for. It's messy, it's ugly, it's emotional. Yes, I am frustrated with Nick's stubbornness. Yes, I want to slap at him. Yes, I am terrified of Matt, But that means the writers are doing their jobs. They are making us feel things. I just need Nick to get into that rehab facility before he does something he can't take back. And I need Adam to go to actual therapy instead of trying to spawn a revenge baby. Is that too much to ask? Probably, but I'll be watching tomorrow to see the fallout. Let me know if you guys are as stressed out as I am, because I need a support group for the show right now.